National Coney Island is a quick service restaurant with 16 locations across Michigan. They struggled with manual scheduling processes that took too much time, siloed operations, and didn't resonate with a younger, tech-savvy workforce. Keep watching to learn how cloud-based scheduling software helped them bring together operations across all locations, keep staff accountable, and increase efficiency. National Coney Island is a Detroit area staple. In 1965, Greek immigrant James Giftos opened a stall at Macomb Mall in Roseville, Michigan, with a small menu including the Coney Island-style hot dog, topped with chili, mustard, and freshly diced onions. Since then, the brand has grown to 16 locations across Michigan, continuing to serve those beloved all-American classics. The food and hospitality hasn't changed much since 1965. The restaurant industry has. You can't charge 35 cents for a Coney dog anymore, and you can't rely on the operating processes of yesterday. National Coney Island found themselves bogged down by manual staff scheduling processes. They ate up manager time and didn't resonate with a younger workforce. They turned to 7shifts to bring together their 16 locations, keep staff accountable, and help their teams spend time on what matters most: hospitality. When it came to employee scheduling, National Coney Island had about as many methods as it did locations. Each store and manager had their own system, from pen and paper to Excel to corkboards. And scheduling took managers 2 to 3 hours every week.
Sitting in the office, sitting in front of an Excel spreadsheet for 2 or 3 hours, when those 2 or 3 hours they could have been walking the floor, talking to customers, making sure it's clean, make sure restrooms are clean, make sure the food's coming out.
They also saw their young staff living on their phones and wanted a way to reach them where they were most comfortable. The solution was simple: scheduling software. Buck and his team decided initially on hot schedules, but after an expensive and drawn-out onboarding process, they found themselves facing the same issues with another bill to pay. Their managers just didn't use it. A third of the stores adopted it, and even though they didn't use it really, it was too complicated, the migration was messy, and it took too much effort to learn. Not to mention, staff needed to pay for access to the mobile app.
It was a 2-day training for managers. So I think it was almost 2 8-hour days training for the managers.
Even though National Coney Island didn't find a solution, they did what any great business does: adapt. Still recognizing the need for modern team management software, Brian Buck and the team decided to go with 7shifts for its ease of use and integration with Toast. The team was able to roll out 7shifts quickly.
The training took like an hour for someone to pick it up and start using it. Where, as I mentioned earlier, hot schedules, it took 2 days to train someone on. So that was a big difference.
75% of their stores adopted the software right away, with the remaining coming online soon after. With 7shifts, the scheduling process is consistent across the brand's 16 stores. Managers are saving countless hours and now have access to their sales and labor data right from 7shifts' free mobile app, helping to manage labor costs more effectively.
So they can, again, look at 7shifts app and see where they're at and say, okay, Sue, I'll let you go early because we're slow and I need to cut some labor hours.
With their original methods of scheduling, communication among staff and management was disconnected. Staff would call into the store to get their schedule, pulling managers away from customers. Some would even take time out of their day off to go into the store and check. When changes needed to be made, staff would take it among themselves to swap shifts, but managers had no visibility.
The servers and cashiers had their own text group, and that's how they would trade shifts or communicate.
With 7shifts, communication between staff and their managers is simple. The lack of texts, emails, and phone calls frees up countless hours for GMs like Ashley Greco, who oversees their Macomb Township location.
I don't have people saying, oh, well, I don't have so-and-so's phone number. I can't see if they'll switch with me. Like, it has helped so much with call-offs. It's helped so much with getting shifts covered, having people switch shifts so they can like make sure they can take the day off. Like, it's taken a lot off of the manager's plates in that aspect. So it's very helpful in that way.
With that bandwidth free, with focus on the important things.
With this, I can hold my staff accountable, and it takes a load of time off of what I have to do on my end for it, you know.
The National Coney Island team offers up shifts to the shift pool about 119 times per month and swaps 2 shifts per day. 7shifts communication tools help managers like Greco stay on the pulse and give younger staff a familiar way to communicate their thoughts through their phones.
You know, I feel like sometimes people can be afraid to say something in the moment, or if they have a problem, like they're afraid to bring it to someone's attention in front of them. But like, if they're putting something on there, I can go back and talk to them like, hey, you know, what happened Wednesday night? You know, I put decent, or it was a rough night. Like, what happened? Anything I need to know about? You know, it feels like I'm communicating with my staff a little bit more now because of it.
Top-down communication was difficult too. By the time new guidance went from leadership to management to back-of-house staff, clarity wasn't guaranteed. 7shifts helped to unify messaging and empower their staff.
Because we can push out announcements to front of house staff, back house staff, who usually from a corporate perspective, we can't get announcements out to them. We would always have to rely on just the managers in the stores to do that.
From menu changes to pandemic-related policy changes, the National Coney Island team sends an announcement every other day on average. It also helps staff feel like they're a part of the larger business.
Our staff feels like they're in the know now. They don't feel like they're in the dark about what's going on a bit corporate.
What started as 15 different stores operating like independent businesses is now a unified brand with consistent processes and a more engaged, empowered team. Buck sums it up when he says, "We are so happy we finally moved to 7shifts. It has been working great for us, and most importantly, all of our locations are using it." Thank you for watching. For more on team management in the restaurant and hospitality industry, please subscribe to the 7shifts YouTube channel and check out 7shifts Academy. And don't forget to check the description box for links to other useful resources.